All right, let's begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my series of Ninjago episode review live streams. In today's stream, we are starting off the week by taking a look at episode 75 of Ninjago, entitled The Mask of Deception. This just so happens to also be the first episode of season 8, so we are finally at Sons of Garmadon. We completed season 7 last week, and we're starting off the week strong with season 8. So hopefully, you guys had a fun weekend. My weekend was interesting, I suppose. Just kind of worked a little bit, worked on videos, and this morning I actually went out and picked up some new Ninjago sets that came out today as well, because today is coincidentally as well March 1st. So had fun with that. But yeah, we are back here with these episode reviews, doing our thing. In case you guys are just joining us here for the first time, welcome, welcome. We stream Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, with an episode review and a Q&A. We will update this day by day. If there's ever a day where I can't stream, I will let you guys know via my community tab. And with this episode review, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be letting, I suppose, the episode images run in the background as I break down the plot, the good, the bad, and then finally we will give the episode a score out of 10. Very controversial season Sons of Garmadon was when it came out. Lots of folks did not like it when it was initially released, but since its launch, I feel like a lot of us Ninjago fans have kind of warmed up to it. I know I certainly have. For drink today, in case anyone cares, we have water. So yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of that really quick before we continue on here. Yeah, I remember watching the season 8 sneak peek as well. I remember where I was when Sons of Garmadon was announced. I remember where I was when Twitter blew up with people attacking each other, calling each other a bunch of rude things, attacking the creators and whatnot for the ninjas' oh so dreaded design changes. But, they're not that bad. We're back here today. Like I said, we're going to go through the plot, good, bad, and finally give the episode a score. Let's get started. We'll jump into Q&A later on, a little later on, a little later on. Probably going to be talking about that maybe 20, 25 minutes in. So let's get to it. So season 8 picks up exactly 1 year after Hands of Time left off. Um, Basically, what happens is we are actually introduced to the Sons of Garmadon themselves here, a little bit of a motorcycle gang, and they're trying to steal the Mask of Vengeance from Cyrus Borg's vault. The opening scene initially makes you think that it's, I guess, the ninja doing this, but we soon find out that these guys are actually criminals, i.e., the Sons of Garmadon. Lloyd Garmadon appears as well, and he is the only ninja here. All the other ninja are busy across Ninjago doing other various other missions, so Lloyd decides to take this one on himself, which he very much does. Eventually, the criminals are apprehended by police one by one until there's just one remaining. A car chase ensues between Lloyd and this mysterious villain, and that's always fun. Unfortunately, though, the villain himself ends up getting away, and Lloyd actually can't catch up to him. It's then that we see Lloyd's new redesign. He looks really great, looks exactly like the Ninjago movie version of himself, and he radios Pixel and informs her that it's time to get the team back together. And thus we begin this epic journey of Sons of Garmadon. Yeah, Pixel was just kind of brought back maybe in between season 7 and 8. I know for a large majority of season 7, she was kind of, quote unquote offline, but realistically, she was doing her time as Samurai X. She probably just came back at some point, nonchalantly, like nothing ever happened. Unbeknownst to the ninja, she's still being a samurai. So, like I said, the other ninja are on various other missions across Ninjago City, or just the Ninjago landscape as it is. And the first ones that we see doing that is, of course, I think we see Nia first. It's either Nia or Colin J. Just watched this episode last night. Can't remember. We'll start off with Colin J though, just for memes and giggles. But yeah, we start off with Colin J. I imagine, or it's Nia. I don't really care. But yeah, Cole and Jay are trying to track down Master Wu. They basically make it to an ancient or like really like I'd say inconveniently placed monastery. It's up on top of Snowy Mountain, if you will. But they're trying to track down Wu. No luck. There's just a random old man there that they think is Wu, but still no luck. And they do establish here that it's been a year, and I think they mention how Master Wu probably messed up the timeline, and that's why everyone looks different. It's kind of like a meta nod to the fact that the ninja all change designs. Of course, in the show, nobody really notices. But yeah, Cole and Jay basically try to find Wu. With no luck, they try to flee after getting a call from Lloyd and after messing up a lot of the monks at the monastery. So that's always fun. We then cut to Nia, I believe. Now Nia is off doing her own thing as well. Some of these things might be out of order. I apologize for that. But Nia is currently fighting off some samurai, which is interesting, I suppose. It appears that they're doing like some type of like really weird slave labor here. I'm not too sure what that's all about. Definitely doesn't seem good for whoever's actually working. But Nia takes on those samurai and runs away as well after she gets the call from Lloyd. We then cut to Kai and Zayn fighting off the mechanic, a reoccurring villain throughout Ninjago, and they eventually do defeat him after Zayn accidentally freezes the mechanic as well as Kai. They also get the call to go visit Lloyd. So basically what happens now, everyone is reunited. Everyone comes back together under a new roof in Ninjago City, and Lloyd mentions how it's the first time in a long time that the ninja have been in one place at one time, which is really fun. I mean, it kind of establishes that the ninja have been out doing their own thing for the year since Master Wu has been gone, and it definitely establishes that they haven't stopped being ninja. We've seen the ninja split up before, such as, for example, at the beginning of season 4, the ninja were all split up doing their own thing. The difference is, in Sons of Garmadon, they actually remained ninja, and they didn't go their completely separate ways. Some of them teamed up, like we saw, like Cole and Jay were a team, Kai and Zayn were a team, Nia was just off doing her own thing, I suppose, and Lloyd was individual as well. But I think that's very interesting. It establishes that there has actually been like some consequences here. Master Wu's been gone for a while, but the ninja themselves have not really gotten down on their luck this time, much like how it was when Zayn was sacrificed, or when he was allegedly dead, quote unquote dead. But yeah, the ninja meet up and they kind of make fun of Lloyd's new voice, also establishing that, again, kind of a meta nod that Lloyd also got a new voice actor this go round. They end up meeting Hutchins, a specialist of sorts for the royal family. He's kind of like their bodyguard, I imagine. That's kind of his role. And they also catch up on the Sons of Garmadon information, I suppose, that's out there right now. Lloyd mentions the Sons of Garmadon, and Zayn kind of explains that they're a mysterious underground motorcycle club. We'll see more of them as we continue onward. They also get word that they're actually assigned to protect the royal family, which suddenly exists in Ninjago, which is fun. I mean, the royal family itself has not really been established at all, but it's here. They've just been here the whole time. They're just kind of underground. you know they don't show themselves too often. It's kind of an interesting way just to explain where they were this whole time. But yeah, they have to protect the royal family, and we cut to them doing just that during a ceremony or a special presentation, whatever the royal family is doing. The ninja are all situated around the palace, getting ready to protect the family from anything that might come out of the audience, and Nia herself is kind of undercover, going through the crowd, trying to figure out, exactly what's going on, or if there's anyone there to cause trouble. So eventually some firecrackers go off, and Lloyd decides to protect the princess specifically. We recently saw that he actually does have an eye for the princess as well earlier in the episode, so that was fun. Lloyd's got a little bit of a crush, and that'll actually play more into the plot later on this episode and throughout the entire season. But Lloyd protects the royal family. The ninja realized that, yeah, it's just false alarm. It's not gunshots. It sounded like gunshots, but it's just firecrackers. Next, 199, thank you very much. Oh boy, this is where the ship has started. Yes, indeed, the dreaded Lloyd and Harumi ship. We will see a lot of that in this season and the next season. It's quite a big part of the Sons of Garmadon / Hunted storyline. Why isn't Lloyd's family royalty? Because his grandfather created the land they live in. That's a good question. You would think that Lloyd would have some type of authority over everybody else, or would be treated as like a royal figurehead, but I don't know. Maybe it just has to do with something that I'm not noticing. Whatever works. But yeah, the royal family is protected, and they actually do invite the ninja into their palace to take a tour, and for them to personally thank the ninja for protecting them. And that's exactly what happens. Nia's not really super impressed by this palace when the ninja actually enter. They kind of, she kind of trash talks the royal family, which isn't cool on Nia's part. But then again, the royal family is kind of just a random thing that they just kind of introduced into the series. So yeah, I don't blame Nia. I was kind of trash talking the royal family as well. But yeah, we get introduced to the royal family, the king, the queen, and the Princess Harumi. That's the princess that Lloyd has an eye for. We all know Harumi is definitely not good news. We find that out later on as well. But when she starts off, though, admittedly they do kind of give her this nice, like, sweet personality. You wouldn't really expect her to be a bad person. Like, even Nia actually says that, you know what, I like this person. She's not all that bad. But yeah, eventually the ninja get a tour around the palace, and this is where things start to get a little interesting. I think that's fun. We see Hutchins kind of showcasing a lot of other stuff going on in the palace, and Lloyd decides to go creep on Harumi, which is not good. Don't be a Lloyd. That's the new hashtag that we're going to be running. Don't be a Lloyd, because Lloyd is trying to creep on Harumi. But he has a crush, but that's no excuse. But Hutchins does eventually show the ninja one of the other Oni masks that exist. The Sons of Garmadon ended up stealing the Mask of Vengeance earlier in the episode, and this time it is the Mask of Deception. So nobody really knows where the third mask is, the Mask of Hatred. So that's going to play into the plot later on as well. But we do see the Mask of Deception. It's a nice orange Oni mask just kind of sitting there in the palace. That'll play into the plot next episode more so. The ninja then take night watch and kind of guard the palace. We get a couple of other character moments. Cole, for example, is definitely, taking up an interesting role since Master Wu was gone. He treats his body very seriously, and he's even given up cake, which is not characteristic for Cole at all. He's very much out of character. Felt Cole's pain when he saw cake. Oh yeah. No, I feel bad for Cole. But his body is a temple. You got to respect it. You got to respect the grind, if you will. But yeah, the ninja take night watch. They're pretty much guarding the palace. Kai and Nia are on the roof, and we got Zayn, Cole, and Jay kind of teaming up together. And Lloyd decides to sneak off on his own and ends up walking into Harumi's room again, because he clearly didn't learn his lesson from before. But this time the room is empty. The window's open. Something bad must have happened here, and that's where the episode comes to a close with Harumi's room being empty. Lloyd really needs to stop going into girls' rooms, man. That's not a good thing. Don't be like Lloyd. Do not be. I understand he's going through puberty and whatnot, but come on, dude. You can't be doing that kind of stuff. Lloyd would definitely be canceled. Can't be doing that this day. Can't be doing it then either. But yeah, that's basically where the episode comes to a close. In terms of good and bad, I got a lot of stuff to say. I got a lot of good to say as well. So first of all, the opening scene is probably one of the best opening scenes that I've seen throughout Ninjago ever. The intro where Lloyd takes on the Sons of Garmadon is such a good scene. That was actually the scene that they showed at Comic-Con 2017 when Sons of Garmadon was initially announced. And that scene is just fantastic. I love the choreography in that too. I love how they kind of showcase Lloyd's new design right off the bat, and they finally unmask him at the end of the scene to fully establish that, yeah, his character design has changed a lot. And that does go for the other ninja as well, and that kind of plays into my next thing that I want to talk about, the redesigns. This is the very first time that we are seeing the ninjas' redesigns in the show, and I think they're all very cool. You guys know that I love the Ninjago movie updated designs. I think those are awesome. Did this in 2018, why do it again? Because not all of my views from 2018 still stand. You'll see a comparison of the score from back then and my score now. So we're just kind of updating these reviews to, I guess, put them more in line with my current mindset, if you will. So yeah, that's basically why we're redoing these reviews. But yeah, the new redesigns for the ninja, I think they're all fantastic. I really don't like Jay's face. I don't think the face is an older version of Jay to me. He looks a lot younger than the previous design for Jay. But regardless, all of the ninjas' personalities are still there. They're still the same ninja, and this episode very much establishes that. We get to see each ninja doing something different in this episode, which is always fun. And everybody has screen time. The season is very much like a Lloyd-focused season, I'd say. Naturally, the season itself doesn't have a focus character necessarily. If it is, it's going to be Garmadon. But Lloyd has a very big role here, and he does have the opening scene all to himself, but the episode quickly expands out to the other ninja, and everybody has something to do. I really enjoy that. I also want to talk about some of the settings, specifically Ninjago City. I think the city being redesigned is definitely a lot better than what it was originally. I really love this new design for Ninjago City. They made it look more like the movie version of Ninjago City, which is acceptable. I think that city design is very fun, really nice. I love it quite a bit, and it's an interesting setting as well. As I said, a couple of other new settings that we get are the royal palaces, which I guess came out of nowhere, and that's something that I'm going to be talking about here in a minute a little more quickly. Um, but yeah, the royal palaces are also super fun. I really like Lloyd. Going back to Lloyd's character, he's very mature this time. It seems like he's grown up quite a bit since Hands of Time left off. He's fully a ninja master now, or at least he's trying to be. He's a very good leader, nonetheless. The ninja constantly refer to him as Master Lloyd, showing that they respect him as well. So Lloyd himself is definitely has definitely grown a lot since Hands of Time left off. So the year time skip did a lot for Lloyd's character. The only thing that I don't like regarding Lloyd is, yeah, he's kind of creeping on Harumi this episode. So yeah, yeah, don't be a Lloyd, except be a mature leader, but don't be a creep. You know what I'm saying? So took the best parts of the old city and the movie city. Yeah, they kind of, in a lot of ways, just kind of improved on the whatchamacallit, on the older city with some newer designs and some newer backdrops. Yeah, we're not going to be talking about island spoilers here. Don't worry. We're not discussing island plot. Nothing. Nothing like that going on. I'm going to wait until the English version comes out, and then I'll talk more specifically about the plot on streams and stuff. So. Also, we get introduced to a couple of new characters, including Harumi, who will play a larger role later on. In this episode, she's kind of portrayed as the cutesy, quiet princess who's just respectful, and nothing could be suspicious about her. She's totally just a normal princess, and she loves everyone, and she's totally a good guy. She's not gonna backstab the ninja later on in the season. Why would anyone say that? But now Harumi got introduced, and she's going to be a fun character going on. I think that's going to be fun. We also get introduced to the Sons of Garmadon themselves, the evil motorcycle gang that's going to be playing a large role this season. Very good introduction, like I said earlier. We also see Hutchins, who's a character that I think is very underrated. I love Hutchins. I think he's awesome. Unfortunately, he really doesn't make it out of the next couple of episodes, so rest in peace, Hutchins. You will be missed. We also get introduced to the concept of Oni through the Oni masks. Now, the Oni are going to be playing a very large role in the Oni and Dragon trilogy in the next couple of seasons after this, and I feel like their Oni masks being a quick little hint as to what they could be. I think that's a very good thing. The Oni masks were set up very well, and it's just awesome. Yeah, spoilers for people that haven't seen season 8. It's only been out for 3 years at this point. But yeah, Oni mask, whatnot. If I had to summarize everything about this episode, everything good that I liked, it's a different feel, but it's a good one. It's very much different than the end of Hands of Time, but it's very much a positive thing. I love Sons of Garmadon. It's one of my favorite seasons, and this episode kicks it off in a very strong way, especially with the introduction. It's probably one of the best introductions that I've seen throughout any Ninjago season, and it's certainly one of the best seasons in general, I'd say. In terms of bad stuff, the only bad thing that I have written down here is that the royal family randomly just comes out of nowhere. We get introduced to the royal family this episode, and it's just kind of established that they've been around forever, but they've just been really secretive. They're not super public. They like to keep their privacy, which is understandable, but at the same time, you would think that they'd be mentioned at some point, especially considering how big of a role they seem to have throughout Ninjago. They seem to be very big and important people. A lot of people know about them, and the royal family coming out of their privacy and actually giving a statement is a really big deal. And this episode just kind of introduces it as, oh, they've just been hiding this whole time. Kind of hard to believe, but that's not the fault of the episode specifically. It's more of the fault of the season itself. That's really my only big nitpick or my big gripe with this episode and with this season. I really don't think the royal family's introduction was done all that well, but it really doesn't bother me all that much. Not enough to take off any points, at least. In terms of a score, I think I've made it pretty obvious. I've been talking out this episode quite a bit, and I'm going to be giving it a 10. Kind of interesting considering how in my original review in 2018, I gave it a 7 out of 10. And I took off a lot of points for the royal family. So obviously, with time, I've realized that the royal family being introduced in this episode wasn't all that bad, and I was just nitpicking. So we got, excuse me, the voice crack. We got 10 out of 10 here. Let me know what you guys got for scores in the chat. Some of you guys have already been putting your scores in. I'm going to take a sip of my water in the meantime. Why do the royal family and Borg each have an Oni mask? Shouldn't they have hidden the Oni mask with the mask of hatred? Yeah, I feel like those masks were kind of in circulation, though, a little bit more than the mask of hatred, and perhaps they were just taken and put into a very secure location, I guess. Like Borg Tower and the royal family's palace, probably the two of the most secure locations you could put them in. I'm seeing lots of 10s right off the bat in terms of scores. A couple 8s, a couple 9s, a 7. I'm seeing anywhere from like 7 to 10, which is actually pretty good. But yeah, in terms of why Borg and the royal family have a mask, again, maybe they were just a little bit more common. Maybe they were bouncing around from people to people, and their location was just way too obvious. So they are hidden, though, to an extent. I mean, the royal palace isn't really accessible by the public, and Borg Tower, it was in his vault. So they were hidden the best that they can. But I will agree the Mask of Hatred was hidden infinitely better. So, yeah, really positive scores this go around. I really enjoy this episode quite a bit. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Jade Princess, which is the next episode, I believe, episode 75. That's going to be tomorrow's thing. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. Hopefully you guys actually enjoyed the review today. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my review of The Mask of Deception. Starting off Sons of Garmadon very, very strongly here. So And that'll pretty much do it for the review, but that's not it for the stream just yet. We are going to be discussing a little bit of Q&A stuffs as well, just kind of hanging out, talking about stuff. Why don't we start off by running season, what should we do? Which season should we start with? How about March of the Oni? We'll start with season 10 and then just go on from there. So, in terms of updates, I don't have a whole lot for you guys. Ooh, I actually have something to show you though. So this is Waffle. We took this picture of her the other night, and she's standing on her hind legs, and she looks really awkward and weird. That's basically all I wanted to show you guys regarding Waffle. She was being a weirdo, so I took a picture of her, and that's that. But back to Ninjago images. I had the picture saved on my computer because I wanted to show you guys, because a lot of you guys ask about Waffle and whatnot, so I figured, why not show you guys what she's been up to. She's been working on standing up like that, so. Now, she can't really walk. She stands up like that, and if she tries to move, she topples over. But yeah, in terms of where she is right now, she's kind of just sleeping behind me on a chair, usually how it is. The chair itself is actually kind of full of Ninjago sets, which is the only update that I need to tell you guys about. I'm going to be doing a haul video later on today that Waffle will also be in as well. Advertising for that going to be coming out in a few hours. Already recorded, already done. But I went out this morning and picked up some of the new March 2021 Ninjago sets. So, Mrs. Score, what was it? We gave it a 10. We gave the episode a 10. But yeah, we picked up some of the new Ninjago sets today. Shout out to the nice gentleman that works at Target that actually went into the back room and dug out the sets for me. But I got the Jay's Electromech from Legacy, fun. I got the Jungle Dragon and the Jungle Chopper bike. My Target did not have the Keeper's Village, so I ended up ordering that online. That should be here either Wednesday or Thursday. So we will be building those and reviewing those. Later on this week, so be sure to stick around for that. The only one that I've built so far is the Electromech, because that seemed to be the quickest one that I could put together before the stream started, and yeah, I have some thoughts on it. I have lots of thoughts on it. Should you get the 2012 Samurai Mech or the Keeper's Village? The Samurai Mech is cool, I suppose, but I think the Keeper's Village is a better set. Like, the Samurai Mech is also very dated, and there are better mechs that exist throughout Ninjago right now. So, thoughts on WandaVision episode 8? I thought it was fun. I actually had a lot of fun with that episode, even though it was like super dark and depressing. Why did I get the Electromech? I wanted to get it specifically so I could make an angry review for it. However, after building it, there are some things that I like about it. Admittedly, there are some cool pieces being used here, but the overall mech itself is not good. But some of the pieces that you get in this set are actually really good, so it was beneficial after all. I originally thought that there was going to be no use to me getting that set aside from just doing a video, but no, I could totally take it apart and use some of these parts because some of these pieces are genuinely good. So, it's not all bad. Maybe like a 1 out of 10. I hate the way that Jay sits in that thing. I will say that. He just kind of just sits in there. Shouldn't the Oni have hidden the other 2 masks? Yeah, you would think that they would have to hide those a little better. Maybe they got found out right away or something. Again, with Sons of Garmadon, I'm not super keen on stuff that went on because it's been a minute since I've seen Sons of Garmadon, so it's all the more reason to rewatch the streams or rewatch the episodes for these streams. But yeah, you would think that they would have done a better job at hiding them. Wilfilm or Wild Brain. I think they all do a fantastic job. Like, both of them do a great job at actually animating Ninjago. I will say Wilfilm's like texturing and the way that they actually model the characters is infinitely better than Wild Brain's, I'd say. What happened to the Oni mask that Mr. E had? The Mask of Vengeance. They later on they use it for the resurrection of Garmadon. The Oni masks kind of broke apart, or at least some of them did, in Hunted. If we didn't see where the Mask of Vengeance was, then it's got to be somewhere. More spoiler-free thumbnails. Yeah, we can talk about the thumbnail. If you guys hadn't seen the thumbnail this morning, I tried to blur out the image the best I could. We were talking about a major returning character in the island. Not going to spoil it here in case you guys haven't seen it. We're not going to talk about plot details in the island. Don't worry. But yeah, a couple of comments about the thumbnail today. Now, it's not the best thumbnail for keeping things spoiler-free, I will admit, but I tried my best. I tried my best to both create a consistently designed thumbnail and actually, keep it spoiler-free. And it's not going to be super obvious to everybody, but Yeah, it's not the best thumbnail out there, and I do understand some of the criticism that came from that. What I don't like is like when people insult me for it. I think that's when it crosses the line. But actual criticism, yeah, it's good. Whether it be good or bad criticism. Criticism does not come in the form of insults though. Like insults are not criticism. And I'll stand by that until I die. Um, yeah, I will say like Wild Brain's animation is either really good or super bad. That's a good way of putting it. I think for the most part though, it's really good. Like not spoiling anything again plot wise for the island, but I've seen some of the animation and it does look really good. Like I think the island is probably the best looking that Wild Brain's ever animated Ninjago. I think it's awesome. So I will say that again, not really spoiling the plot. We only have the French version right now, and I myself really don't understand what's going on in the plot all that much. So when's the English version of season 14 coming? This weekend on March 7th. So it'll be coming this weekend. What was the score for today? We gave it a 10. Mask of Deception, very solid first episode. Do I want the ninja to be redesigned again, or do I think it will happen? I don't know, because we had the original designs for the ninja from what 2011 to like 2017, so that's about what a 6-year time frame. So we've had the season 8 designs since 2018, so we've only had them for about like 3 years. So if they were to redesign the ninja again, I think they would wait another maybe 3 or 4 years and then change it up. But I'm not sure if they would do that. Maybe in a couple of years we can get like a fusion of the old designs and the new ones. Who really knows? I don't think that they're going to be doing it anytime soon, but if they do decide to redesign the ninja again, they will probably wait until a couple more years from now. So maybe they'll cycle them out. Maybe they'll cycle them out and bring back the old designs. That'd be a plot twist. I saw somebody asking for season 5 pictures earlier. Oh, I also want to talk about that too. If you guys hadn't seen my Instagram, I recently reclaimed a possessed Lloyd figure. I found one on Mercari for like $30, and I grabbed it. So, possessed Lloyd is now back in my collection. It's amazing. I love that figure. I know a lot of you guys like it too. If we don't get bearded Cole, I'm suing. We need some of the ninja to have facial hair. Give Cole a beard. Do it, cowards. Why can't the USA get stuff early? I don't know. That's usually how it goes. The US is probably like the last one. And, Ninjago itself, like the actual show at least, is very much like a Canadian-based thing. So I can understand why it was given a French release, like before anything else. In case you guys don't know, Canada has like a multiple languages, or multiple primary languages. One of them is French. So it's like English and French up there, I think, for the most part. But yeah, it would make sense that we're getting a French release for it, is what I'm trying to say. Do Cole with Bolobo's beard. That could be cool. Favorite suit for the ninja? My all-time favorite ninja costume, I'd say from any of the characters, is Golden Lloyd from Season 2. I think that's the best. Out of all the characters that we've seen, especially out of all the Golden Ninja. Like, there's been a lot of Golden Ninja figures now, but that original Lloyd figure from the final battle is the best still, in my opinion. I will say some of the stuff in the Electromech set, I'm kind of looking at it right now. I'm kind of messing with it on my desk. You get a lot of stuff here. For like $20, I'd say this is like pretty good value. But it's obviously not the best quality. But you do get a lot of stuff here. So, including this really cool cannon piece. That's what I'm talking about. Like the Electromech set for Legacy, it's not the best thing ever. Obviously, I think it's really bad. But some of the parts here are absolutely amazing. So definitely going to get some value with this thing. I'm not going to blow it up anymore like I was originally going to, because I actually want to use some of these pieces. I was either going to light it on fire or take it out in the backyard or blow it up. Haven't decided what I want to do just yet. Maybe I'll just part it down and then explode the rest of the pieces. I don't know just yet. Do I keep the Lego boxes after building the sets? I do. I like to keep the boxes. The boxes are very valuable to me. I don't know why. I know some people specifically sell the boxes online because there are people that collect Lego boxes. And if you are one of those people that don't want your boxes, I'd say try to sell them online instead of just throwing them out, because there are people that will buy the boxes. Some people actually just collect Lego boxes, believe it or not. So yeah, I keep my boxes. A lot of them are in storage right now and kind of broken down, but For the most part, I keep them. I used to display when I had more room. Actually, I used to display the set in front of the box. Like I would put the box behind the set, and it would be a nice little display. I can't really do that anymore with some of the limited space that I have. But yeah, if you guys have boxes and you don't want them, don't throw them away. Try to sell them online, because people do buy boxes. Imagine buying boxes. Hey, some people collect them. I know I like to keep all my boxes. I wouldn't buy the box by itself if I didn't have the set, obviously, but some people will. Some people do purchase boxes for Lego sets online because some folks do collect them. Best 2011 spinner? In 2011, I think my favorite spinner that I got was Master Wu's spinner. It was like a nice translucent blue color. Garmadon's was cool too. It was like a nice translucent purple. That's always fun. But no, my first Ninjago spinner from 2011 was the original Zayn. Wasn't my favorite one though. Yeah, if you want like, money for sets, yeah, sell some of the boxes for your old sets. People will buy boxes. Can't really sell them for too much, obviously, but you just got to look online and see what some folks are doing. I'd recommend checking out Bricklink if you want like pricing references, because people on Bricklink sell boxes, instruction booklets. Instruction booklets go for a fair bit too. Like if you want to just sell your instructions. I know that people in the Lego community will buy like instructions and boxes. Kind of sounds crazy, but you know, after the reviews, maybe you can do Q&A for 1 hour every week. That's what I was thinking too. I was kind of thinking of doing something like that. I kind of want to pick up some Ninjago games and play them again on stream if that's something that you guys would be interested in. And we can always just run Q&A in the background as we play through like a Ninjago game or something like that. Am I watching the season 4 episodes that Lego's posting? I am not. With season 4, I'll probably just watch them on Netflix if I want to watch them again. Thought you found the Temple of Jitsu for $5, but it was just a box. Yeah, because people will buy the boxes. But yeah, it is kind of like clickbaity in that regard. Like you see something on eBay, it's like the Temple of Jitsu for $5. It's like, whoa, that's awesome, super cheap set, and then you go to it and it's just the box. Like you thought that you found like this unbelievable deal. That's happened to me before a lot. Have I seen WandaVision episode 8? Yes, I have. I think it's one of the best ones that we've gotten so far. Definitely a big improvement over episodes 6 and 7, which really weren't all that good to me, or good for me. Talking about the gaming idea. Okay, yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in, I could totally do that, because we're not going to be reviewing anything probably after season 9, so why is there no Twitchy Tim minifigure for season 14? I don't know. They should totally include him in like a minifigure pack somewhere down the line. A lot of side characters kind of don't have minifigures. We're still waiting on like classic characters like Dr. Julian. So thought it was someone who wasn't a big Lego fan, didn't realize how much it was worth. Yeah, like people like that do exist too. Like I found like for example, my possessed Lloyd figure that I just bought. I don't feel like whoever sold that online knew how much it was worth either, because I got it for only $30, and a lot of folks online are selling it for like 70, 80. So kind of got a steal for that one, and it's in really decent quality as well. So pretty much pretty much took that win and was like, oh yeah, there's something good happening finally. Do I recommend the Ninjago City Gardens? I do. I think the City Gardens is a very good set. One of Ninjago's best for sure. If you can afford it and if it doesn't break your bank, I'd totally say pick it up, especially if you're a fan of Ninjago. I know some people who got the Ninjago Gardens for free because they used all their VIP points. Which, if you buy Lego online a lot, some of you guys might be part of the Lego VIP program. You get points for every purchase that you make, and those points do add up, and you can trade them in for real money, or at least like a real value to put towards Lego sets. So I know a couple of people that got the City Gardens for absolutely free because they spent all their VIP points that they've been building up over the course of years. So yeah, if you want to buy the City Gardens, recommend it. And if you can get into the Lego VIP program, I'd say it's definitely worth it as well. It's free to sign up, free to use. So I'm part of it. It's very beneficial. It doesn't really hurt to sign up for it. I don't know if they still do this, but they sent me this cute little VIP card in the mail that I keep in my wallet to use at physical VIP locations. Of course, I don't really live near a Lego store, so I don't really get to use it all that often. But if I'm ever at a Lego store, I'll use it, I think the last Lego store I was at was the one one of them in Chicago when I went there in February of last year. So like over a year ago. Let's switch over to season 14 images. Again, no spoilers for the island. We're just going to be showing images from the trailer. No, I'm not going to Canada anytime soon. I've never been outside the United States. Oh, I just hit the microphone with a Sharpie. What do I think is better, the Gamers Market or the tournament with Golden Lloyd? That's kind of a difficult question. I'd say they're about the same because honestly, I would treat both of those sets as just glorified minifigure packs. So, like the Tournament of Elements has a decent build. I'd say the Gamers Market doesn't. So, in terms of builds, yeah, the tournament is a lot better. But I'd say in terms of figures, I'd say the Gamers Market's a little bit better too. But of course, in the tournament, you get 3 Elemental Masters and a Golden Ninja. So, you know. Favorite Ninjago quotes. I, I like a bunch of really random ones. Like if you guys have seen like for the 10th anniversary, one of my favorite quotes that I put out there on Twitter was when Garmadon kind of, what do you call it? He kind of sees Lloyd for the first time in a long time after season 2 ended, where they go to his temple in Art of the Silent Fist, and he just goes, "Ah, my son." I don't know why. I just really like that quote. Otherwise, classic stuff like don't put off till tomorrow. What can be done today? I lived by that one a lot during like middle school and high school, that kind of jazz. Um, I really like Zayn's quote in season 3 where he's like, even in darkness we have a choice to reflect the light. That one's good. There's a lot of really good quotes throughout Ninjago, but some of my favorites are just really random ones that I just quote a lot just because I remember them for some odd reason. Season 12 or season 2? Um, I'd say season 2 just because of the final battle stuff. I think that the first half of season 2 is awful, but it really picks up once the ninja actually, get to the Dark Island. Otherwise, season 12 is kind of consistently good throughout all of it, so maybe season 12 is a little better. Ever thought of starting a Minecraft survival series on YouTube? I could totally be the next Dream, No, I'm not a big fan of Dream. I don't really like his stuff. Dream's like one of the biggest Minecraft creators like ever. I think the first half of season 2 is fine. At least some of the episodes are. I think some of the episodes are certainly better than others. Some of them are downright awful in my opinion, but I can understand why some folks would like it. Like those episodes are very nostalgic for me, even though they're not all that great. Ice chapter over the fire chapter? Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think the ice chapter is a lot better. Top 5-10 scenes from each season? That's a pretty good idea if I wanted to go through and do that. I'll write that down. Best scenes from each season. That'd be a very long process, but I'll write it down as a potential idea. Favorite TV show? Gonna have to go with Ninjago on that one. I don't really watch a lot of just like regular TV shows. Like Ninjago is like the only show that I keep up with. Otherwise, I watch like a lot of streaming shows and whatnot. But like TV shows specifically, I'd say Ninjago is probably my favorite just by default because I don't really watch anything else. Opinions on Kai? He's cool. He's definitely got a lot better in more recent seasons, I'd say. When Ninjago first started off, I didn't think Kai was all that great. Like Kai was probably my least favorite ninja back then when Ninjago was first kicking off. Now he's not though. He's not even my least favorite anymore. After season 15 though, that might change depending on how Nia's character is improved upon, even if it is at all. Favorite WandaVision intro? Um, If I had to pick one so far, I don't know. I like the first one, like the classic like 50s style intro. I think that one's cool. I like the MCU. I didn't mean to be rude to you, Kai. I apologize for that. You're just not my favorite ninja, man. I'm sorry. Um, if there's season 16, 17, who do you think is going to be the focus characters? I would love to see Pixel take on a season on her own. I think that could be really fun. If Pixel actually was the center of a season, that could be really cool. Even if you wanted to make it like a Zayn and Pixel team up season, you could do that. Kind of similar to Hands of Time, where Kai and Nia were the center focus. You could do that with Zayn and Pixel and make like another techno or like technology themed season. We kind of had that with Prime Empire, but Zayn and Pixel really couldn't go into that digital world, so I could totally see them doing something like that. Otherwise, people want to see Kai in the role in the center role again, which I agree. It's about time he actually gets like a specific season dedicated to him, so maybe we'll get that later on. Otherwise, I think Pixel having like an actual season dedicated to herself could totally work. Couple questions about Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm looking forward to it a lot more than I was for WandaVision. But admittedly, as more stuff keeps on coming out and the more I see for the show, I'd say like the less excited I am for it. I don't know if that sounds weird. Maybe I just need to stop watching trailers for it. But I don't know. I'm still looking forward to it though. I want to see what happens with the Captain America legacy and where that goes. I want to see everything related to that. And I feel like it'll probably play into the real world a little bit more as well. Like WandaVision is very much like focused on this small little aspect of the Marvel universe, but I feel like Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to be expanding that out a little more. Oh yeah, WandaVision's really good. I like WandaVision. Some of the episodes, like I said, are a little bit better than others, and some episodes I just genuinely don't like. Um, but WandaVision, I'd say, is pretty good for the most part. Yeah, I don't know. With Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the closer we get to it, the more I'm just like, oh yeah. I was really excited for it like a year or so ago when we first saw like footage for the thing. Thoughts on Black Widow? I think Disney needs to release that movie. I feel like the more that they kind of keep it away from the public, the less people are going to be excited for it, you know. We originally saw footage for Black Widow like 2 years ago or something crazy like that, and it's like wow, the movie still is not out because Disney is just really banking on releasing that thing in theaters. If they released it on Disney Plus, I think it would do really well. I think it would be good for Disney Plus and the platform. I think if you did it on Disney Plus, I don't think it would be all that big of a failure. Now it wouldn't be as big as say if you released it in theaters, but then again, the theaters are kind of all screwed right now because of COVID. So just release it on Disney Plus. I don't care about Black Widow that much, honestly. In terms of a movie, I was excited for it when it was supposed to come out like a year ago, and now it's kind of died in excitement for me. A couple of questions about Spider-Man 3. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man 3 as well. Like Spider-Man No Way Home. I think that that movie is going to be cool when that comes out. I just hope it doesn't get delayed again. You know, it was supposed to come out July of this year, but it got delayed until December. So I'm hoping it comes out on time because I'm looking forward to it. What I think about the chibi art style for Diamond and Pearl remakes. I think it's going to take some getting used to, but I think it's kind of cool for the most part. It's very cute. I'm going to take a sip of water really quick, so bear with me. Yeah, I don't think Black Widow is, you know, is all that great, honestly, in terms of a movie. I'm not super excited for it, though. I think it's going to be a good movie, don't get me wrong, but I'm just not really excited for it. Do you have to pay for Disney Plus? Yeah, it's like a paid monthly subscription. I pay for Disney Plus, and then my family kind of leeches off of it. They all have accounts on there. Pokemon Legends gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to that too. Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl. I'm gonna get both of them. Like Gen 4 is my favorite. I'm gonna get pretty much, you know, every game in the Gen 4 remakes in that category. Homecoming or Far From Home for Spider-Man. I honestly think Homecoming's a little better. I think Far From Home is also very good. But to me, there hasn't really been a perfect live-action Spider-Man movie just yet. I'm hoping for No Way Home to be the perfect live-action Spider-Man film. Otherwise, like every Spider-Man movie that exists, aside from like Spider-Verse, I think has like a big problem with it. Am I excited for the Snyder Cut? I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to watch that when it comes out later this month. I'm looking forward to that. Just not as much as I am some other stuff, but I will be watching it when it comes out. How do I decide what sets to get? So in terms of Ninjago sets, how do I decide which sets I want and which sets I don't? Right now, I'm kind of focusing on getting sets that I think have decent builds and have decent minifigures. I collect the Ninjago figures more than I collect the sets, and a lot of figures that I have, I actually bought online separately without buying the sets. Um, but in terms of like whether or not I decide to get a set, I take a couple of things into account, whether or not it's actually decent in terms of a build or parts or figures even. Like for the island, for example, a set that I'm not going to get is the Catamaran Sea Battle because I have no use for it. I don't like the builds of the boats. I don't like the figure selection. I can get all those figures in other cheaper sets that I actually want. So I just kind of, you know, pick and choose. sometimes I'll pass on a set but regret it. um, Sometimes I get a set and regret buying it. So it doesn't always work sometimes. Thoughts on Morbius? I don't know. I think it's going to be okay. I hope. I'm not looking forward to that one as much either. Is season 14 like March of the Oni? It's kind of like that, I suppose. It has 4 episodes in the season, like March of the Oni did, and in France it aired as a TV special instead of like a season, instead of individual episodes. So it's kind of like March of the Oni in that regard. I think in English it's going to have 4 individual episodes. They're kind of doing a reverse March of the Oni for season 14's release. Thoughts on the Christmas Whip? I thought it was awesome when it came out around Christmas time. Um, have I seen Superman and Lois? I have not. I don't really have any interest in checking out that show. My least favorite Ninjago season? If you can count Day of the Departed as a season, then that one. Otherwise, season 11 is probably my least favorite. I don't think season 11's bad. Like, even with Day of the Departed, I have stuff that I enjoy. But, like, with season 11, for example, I think the first half, the fire chapter, is very, very weak. I think that's one of my least favorite things throughout all of Ninjago. Doesn't mean it's bad, though. Like, I have stuff that I like. Superman and Lois episode 1 was depressing. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm probably not going to check it out, though. I don't think it has I don't think it has any value to me to watch it, I guess, but I've heard good things about it. I'm just not like the biggest Superman fan in the world. Like Superman's kind of like a weird character to me. I've rarely seen him done like right in my opinion. When I missed character customization from Sword and Shield. Yeah, they probably won't have any type of trainer customization within the Diamond and Pearl remakes, but it kind of goes in line with what they did for the Ruby and Sapphire remakes, where they remade them for X and Y, or in the same generation that X and Y was coming out in, so Gen 6, but they disregarded character customization. It just makes it feel a lot closer to the original game. So character customization doesn't really bother me, not being a thing in the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I kind of expected it, so just because like with Ruby and Sapphire remakes, they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So, what's my roommate's favorite Ninjago season? She hasn't watched all of Ninjago just yet. I'm hoping to watch it all with her one day, but we haven't really gotten a chance to watch it yet. But I imagine she'd really enjoy Possession because she's kind of into the ghost theme stuff. She likes spooky things, so I imagine she'll really like Possession. I'm not sure what her least favorite season would be. Favorite type of donut. Um, I like cherry flavored stuff, so maybe like a cherry fritter or whatever those are called. I don't really eat many donuts, but I like cherry flavored stuff. So I used to live near a bakery, and we used to get donuts all the time, and that's usually what I'd get. Like back when I still lived with my parents when I was really young, we used to live like right down the street from the local bakery, so we would walk there in the mornings and get donuts sometimes. It's fun. Do I like Legend of Zelda? No, I've never been big into the Zelda series. I've heard great things about it, obviously, but I've never been a big fan of it. Never played any of the games. Never been interested in playing the games. So, do I have 2 roommates? Nope, just the one. It's me, her, and a bunch of kitties. We've got a lot of cats. Did I enjoy the Post Malone concert on Saturday? Oh my god, yeah, I tuned in for that, and I don't know, I thought it was really weird. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. I'm not a big Post Malone fan by any means, but I wanted to check it out because it was like this big Post Malone slash Pokemon 25th anniversary concert, and it was just kind of it was just kind of weird to me. Like it was like an animated Post Malone singing among the Pokemon, and it was just I don't know. I know a lot of people loved it. Like I saw a lot of really positive reception for it on Twitter and online, but I don't know. I couldn't take it seriously. I just thought it was awkwardly funny. It was really weird to me. Like Post Malone, I'm not a big fan of his music. I don't really care for a lot of his stuff. I'm not a big Post Malone fan, but yeah, that was just weird. Why would Post Malone do a Pokemon concert? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. But no, he wasn't even really there. It was just like animated Post Malone singing amongst animated Pokemon, and it was just like, all right, I guess that's fun. Who's my favorite rapper? I don't listen to a lot of like to rap music. It's not my favorite genre. I will say Eminem's got some good stuff, but again, I'm not a big fan of just the genre of music. Yeah, I was hoping. Yeah. Even if he sang like Pokemon theme songs, that'd be a lot better than just him singing his normal songs. That's what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be Post Malone like singing live from like some unseen location, like himself actually being there, like singing either yeah the Pokemon theme song or something else. But yeah, it wasn't what I was expecting. But people loved it. I'm definitely in the minority. With people that actually didn't like the concert. Lots of folks did. Yeah, we can jump to Day of the Departed. We'll probably use that to round out the stream because we only got like what 7 minutes left. That I begged Target for Lego sets. No, they had them all in stock in the back, like online on the website. You can see if they have things in stock or not. And I went there and they weren't on the shelf, so I just asked an employee if they could check in the back for them. And they said, yeah. I know some people go to Target and beg for them early, like a week early, and I'm not doing that. Like you can tell whether or not your store has like stock in the back. Somehow people get a hold of certain inventory and stuff like that. Some people have friends that work at Target and they get them their sets that way. But no, today was the official first day of those sets coming out, and all I had to do was just kind of ask an employee, and he was more than happy to go in the back and grab those for me because they weren't out on the shelves just yet. And apparently, they only had 2 of every set. So at my local Target, there's only 1 of every set left over because I basically got, you know, one of the 2 sets that were there. Thoughts on Zippy? I think he's fun. I'm excited to build the Jungle Dragon. Just got that set today. Haven't built it just yet though. Probably going to build that later on tonight, honestly. How many episodes does season 14 have? 4. 4 episodes in total. Who's the least needed ninja? Like the least valuable ninja? That's hard to answer because I think all of them are kind of, valuable in their own way. I will say my least favorite character is probably Nia. So, yeah, my target didn't have the Keeper's Village either. My target had every set except for Keeper's Village. They didn't have they didn't have that one. They had the Catamaran Sea Battle though, which I still didn't get because I don't want it. But I got the Electromech for funsies and for me to get mad at, and then I got the Jungle Dragon and the Jungle Chopper Bike. I ordered the Keeper's Village online because Amazon's got the sets now. So no, I didn't get the Catamaran Sea Battle. No interest in getting that. Couple questions about WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision's good. Episode 8 was really cool though. I like seeing like Wanda's past and getting hints as to what her powers really are. That was fun. Favorite ninja hood. Um hmm, Maybe like the season 5 to like Hands of Time hood. I think that one's cool. I like the different colors that you get, and they have a lot of different colors in that style. Otherwise, the Legacy hoods are cool too, like Legacy 1 specifically. I suppose Legacy 1 and Legacy 3 use the same hood mold. Um, I'd say my least favorite hoods are probably the Sons of Garmadon ones or like the movie to Ninjago Hunted, like that one, just because it's really inconvenient to like swap masks around. You got to like take the entire head off and swap masks out that way. Otherwise, I think they look good. Ever thought of building sets on live stream? I've thought about it. I just don't really get sets all that often. Like I'm not like buying Lego like every chance I get or anything like that. I really only buy Lego when new Ninjago sets come out. So I don't think those live streams would be very what do I say, very frequent on the channel. And I really don't have any way of recording that. So I've thought about it, but we're definitely not going to be doing that on the channel. I'll be doing videos though of all the sets that I get. Like usually if I get a set, I'll do a video on it. So do I think Ultron will come back? Probably not. I've heard a couple of WandaVision theories that Ultron is like secretly Hayward in disguise or whatever, but I don't know about that. I don't know how accurate that's going to be. Guess we'll just have to wait because apparently WandaVision only has like 1 episode left. I hope they actually do something good for the finale though. Favorite season 9 set? Probably the Throne Room Showdown. It's a very good set. Lots of great minifigures, including Skylar. You guys know I love Skylar. Skylar's the best. Let's see. Excited for Spider-Man No Way Home? Absolutely. Whenever you get a set, you can just build it on stream. Yeah, I thought about that too. But with building, I will say building as well, I like to take that experience like kind of to myself, if that makes sense. I find building Lego to be a really peaceful experience, and I don't get to do it all that often. I feel like running a live stream along with it might hinder that experience. So it's kind of fortunate in a lot of ways that I don't really have the ability to stream it. because I kind of like building Lego in privacy. I don't know why. I just do. With only a few minutes left in the stream, why don't we jump into rapid fire questions? Anything that I can answer in just a quick sentence or two. Have I watched Tom and Jerry? No, I've heard bad things about the new Tom and Jerry movie. Probably not gonna check that out. Favorite armor piece? Probably the ZX armor. I think that one's the most, it looks the best, I'd say. They introduced that like way back in 2012, and they're still using it to this day. So it kind of shows you that Lego is kind of proud of that piece, and they should be. I think it's awesome. Have I watched all of season 14? I've kind of skimmed through the French version and kind of found things that I like, but I'm waiting to check out the English version in full. Waffle merchandise. Maybe we'll do waffles shirts in the future. Favorite set ever? Gotta go with the movie Destiny's Bounty. Still the best set in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't really have any expectations for the new Tom and Jerry movie. It kind of looked bad judging from the trailers and looking at some reviews. Yeah, it's definitely not all that great in terms of how it's been doing. I haven't watched it yet though. I want to watch it eventually though, just because I like watching bad movies to make fun of them. So we'll see. Favorite Ninjago backstory? I think Zayn's backstory is very interesting. Otherwise, I think Cole's is very emotional too. We need to see more of both, of course, but I think they're interesting. We need to see more of what Jay's backstory is too. Favorite character that doesn't have a minifigure, or favorite character not in minifigure form? I'd say Dr. Julian. He needs a figure, and he's one of the best characters in the show. Definitely within the first couple of seasons. Why is Sylveon my favorite Pokemon? I just think Sylveon's like very cute and wholesome, Like Eevee, I really enjoy. There's not really an Eevee evolution that I don't like. I'm a really big fan of the Eevee evolutionary line, or that whole subgenre of Pokemon, if you will. And Sylveon just so happens to be my favorite out of all of those. I just think Sylveon's a really what you say? Like Sylveon's a really well designed Pokemon. I really like it. It's very pink. It's very cute. I like it a lot. How many times have I watched each season? It kind of depends on the season. I rewatch Ninjago every now and then, especially for these live streams. It's kind of given me a really good excuse to go back through and check out all the different seasons. Moro or Yang? I'd say Moro, definitely. I think Yang is a cool idea, but he really wasn't executed in the best way. I have some issues with him. Pichu or Pikachu? Gotta go with Pikachu. I think Pichu is just a smaller, less impressive Pikachu. Favorite Pokemon type? I've always been a big fan of Ice-type Pokemon. I think if I were to, be a gym leader in the Pokemon world, I'd totally run an Ice-type gym. Do I think Pixel should get a season? Absolutely. I think she needs a season. I think it would be totally cool. Totally good. Thoughts on Studio Ghibli films? I think they're awesome. I think Studio Ghibli or Studio Ghibli, however you want to pronounce that, I've heard it pronounced either way. I think they're really good. Some of my favorites, I think, are, I don't know. I'd say my favorite's probably Totoro, but Spirited Away is also pretty good too. Cryptor or Moro? Gotta go with Moro again. I think he's just a better character, though Cryptor is super cool. I will say that. Have I watched Willy's Wonderland? I have not, but it looks crazy and I want to watch it at some point. I have not seen it just yet, but it looks hilarious. Favorite movie from the last decade? Ooh, from the last decade. Probably some highlights for me, of course. Well, obviously the Avengers Endgame, the obligatory MCU movie. Otherwise, like there have been some really solid films come out, like in 2019 specifically, like Ford versus Ferrari. Amazing. I love that movie. I'd say that one actually, if I had to pick one, just right off the top of my head. Favorite Ninjago villain? Garmadon, Chen, or the Overlord. One of those three. Pixel or Skylar. Both are very solid, but I gotta go with Skylar. I think she's the better character. Jesse or James? I'm more of a James fan. I think he's funnier. Let's answer one more question before we wrap things up for today. We can talk about that. Zayn's Titan Mech versus Lloyd's Titan Mech, who would win? That's a good question to end on. So if the two mechs were to face off, I honestly think that Zayn's Titan Mech would come out superior. It's a little smaller than Lloyd's Titan Mech, but I also feel like it's a lot quicker, and it can actually, like, hit the Titan Mech harder, or hit Lloyd's Titan Mech a little harder. It's a battle between the Titan Mechs. I think that Zayn's would totally win. It's smaller, it's faster, looks like it hits really hard, and Lloyd's Titan Mech is very, very unstable, especially in set form. Like, if the two sets were to fight, I have no doubt that the Legacy Titan Mech would absolutely crush Lloyd's Titan Mech. You guys can leave your own thoughts in the chat about that one. But that'll pretty much wrap things up for the stream today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our streaming schedule in case you guys need that. We stream Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Central Time, with an episode review and a Q&A. We'll update this day by day. If there's ever a day where I can't stream, I'll let you guys know via my community tab. Lloyd's has wings. Yeah, but I feel like Zayn's being quicker is, kind of a better thing for the mechs, if you will. But yeah, that'll pretty much wrap things up. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We will be reviewing the new sets, or at least the ones that I get. So some of you guys have already started off the hug tradition. We can totally do that. Everybody spams the word hug in the chat. I will do it 3 times because it's the 3rd month of the year. How about that? But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for checking out this stream. A couple more videos coming out today on the channel, so feel free to stick around for those. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. We'll be back tomorrow, continuing our reviews of Sons of Garmadon. That's pretty much all I got to say. I'm going to get back to doing some more videos and also building some of the sets that I picked up today as well. So hopefully you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.